All right, everyone, what is going on? We have an amazing episode for you today. We got Colin C and Joe P back with the Crypto Boys, and you guys are going to love what we've got today. Actually, half of you are probably going to hate what we've got today. And we're going to do a little bit of research and some honest opinion on the metaverse. As you guys know, I've been a metaverse bear since the second I heard about it, and Joe's been kind of in the middle. Not here, not there, but kind of in the middle. We both had some, metaverse plays out there, but we're going to go over today why the metaverse is either A, too early, B, probably not going to be anything too big, and C, well overhyped. All right, guys, stick around for this video. I think you guys are going to enjoy what we're talking about.
So let's start thinking back to what the metaverse was before October 27th. Nothing, actually. It was nothing. You couldn't find it anywhere. No. If you even looked, as hard as you possibly could. Now, let's look at the metaverse October 28th and beyond. What was the most important thing that happened October 28th, Colin? Do you know by any chance?
Well, Joe, I know that this big company that everybody loves so much decided to change their name from Bookface to Meta.
Exactly. So that was the biggest news that happened on October 28th. We're going to pull up some charts real quick about the biggest, the most hyped metaverse plays. We got Sandbox, we got Decentraland. We're going to look at the dates, the time, how everything kind of shook out with those coins.
Okay, guys, so we're going to jump into the Decentraland chart right now. Now, we kind of get along here. Hippity hoppity hoo. We're at like $1. We're at 80 cents. We're chilling. Now, what happens with this unprecedented, unbelievable run-up? Wow, Joe, that's on October 28th. Yep. What happens on October 28th? It goes in less than a month from 80 cents, Decentraland does, up to over $6.
And the only reason that anyone can possibly find or think of is that Bookface changed their name to Meta. Now everyone hops on the bandwagon. All of the YouTubers, all of the celebrities, they're all pumping this new term, Metaverse.
So like a broken record here, let's get into Sandbox. Everybody loves Sandbox. Snoop Dogg, if you know what I'm saying. However, we're at, again, October 28th-ish, and what happens? It goes from 76 cents. 76 cents up to $8.40. What? Why? Is it because Bookface once again, why do we keep saying Bookface? But I think it's funny. But once again, changed their name, everything pumps, and now all the YouTubers, the Google mentions, and all this stuff goes absolutely crazy. Now, we'll put up on the screen right now something that you can see, even the Google mentions, October 27th and before, and on October 28th, you can see about right here what happened, of over 135% in Google mentions to go up just like that. Again, that's not like the market. It's not this linear exponential just growth to the top. It's much harder to have Google completely change their algorithm when they see that. So to go up that high is unprecedented. And also, if we get into this chart just very quickly, you can now see the leap. So you see, the pink line here is going to be 5G. Virtual reality is going to be in the green line. And then you got the yellow line, which is esports. So those have been around for a while. They've been already established for the most part. But then you see this red line. This is all the way down at the bottom. So no one likes this red line. But in Q4 of 2021, what happens?
Same thing.
Same
Facebook
thing.
Changed to Meta, or said they were going to change to Meta, so that exponential growth happened right then and there. All of the search terms went all over Facebook. I mean, let's be honest. You guys Googled, what is the metaverse? I Googled, what is the metaverse? Everyone wants to know, what is the metaverse? And we're telling you right now, it's nothing. It's too far gone.
Before we get too far into this video, and kind of the entire point behind it is now the celebrities are pumping it up. Snoop Dogg's getting into it. You see Kevin Hart jumping in. You see LeBron James jumping in. Everybody. Gary V's getting huge into the NFTs, which is a little bit different subject, but everybody's getting into it a little bit more. So now here's the article that we want to pull up that we think is very important. Let's just read the title. Snoop Dogg talks to the metaverse with Kevin Hart. I know SHIT about it, but I'm getting this money.
Clearly, Snoop Dogg doesn't give a crap about, the metaverse. He just is looking for that next big thing to make money. He's getting into it first. I mean, everyone knows that Snoop Dogg had this land in Sandbox, right? I mean, if you didn't know that, you've kind of been living under a rock, or you came in after the fact of the metaverse or something. I don't know, but everyone knows about it. He's just trying to make money. It's not like he cares about you or your project or your Sandbox or whatever. It's just like everyone else.
Well, land runs out in, the world. There is only so much land you can buy. The metaverse is endless. That's the problem. is that it is endless. So now Snoop Dogg's neighbor who paid $2 million or whatever the plot was for the next him, what happens to say the metaverse people aren't just going to make another one and then another one and then another one? Everything starts to decrease because everybody's got these metaverse plots that are just trying to sell for.
Exactly.
It's not realistic in terms of growing rapidly like they thought it would be and like people have pushed it to be.
It could be exactly like the movie Inception, to where they can mold it and spin it and twist it however they want, because really they're the ones that's creating it. Who's to say that the Metaverse and Sandbox don't say, well, we want to make another $2 million, so we're going to build above Snoop Dogg's house. Who wants to buy the land above Snoop Dogg's house? It's in the clouds. It's going to be sick. It's $3 million now. Someone's going to buy it up, and it's a waste. It's a waste of money.
Now, of course, we have to jump into the YouTubers. Big time YouTube channels are jumping in. I remember BitBoy when he said, because I was watching his stream, when he said, you will not recognize this channel in 3 to 5 years because we will be completely metaverse. I haven't seen much of a change to just Metaverse, have you?
No, there's been no change to Metaverse, and I think that they probably realized they were pumping their bags really, really hard because they have all this land. It's super valuable. Everyone should get in. I really feel like, hey, that seems like and feels like a pump and dump to me, because they might have known, hey, maybe this isn't what it's going to be. Maybe it isn't what Alex Becker is saying as well. That dude was pumping Metaverse harder than anyone else I knew.
Do you think he still even owns any Metaverse?
Probably not.
Probably not. But here's the thing. To be fair to those guys and to those channels and whatever, we don't know that they didn't know, but I can tell you what, they definitely know now. And if you think they hold what they used to hold, they don't. They sold out. They sold out before all this stuff happened because they saw the writing on the wall. If you think that Sandbox was a good buy at $3 and then $5 and then $6, and now you think it's a good buy when it's going to go probably under $1, I mean, you're crazy.
One of the takeaway points we do want to say is this can be applied to really the rest of the crypto space, is that everyone was saying, all the big time YouTubers, all of the the celebrities were saying, you got to get in the metaverse. It's metaverse time. Like, everyone get in the metaverse now. When people are saying that in the crypto world, it's time to turn the other way and it's time to run. I mean, that's the point where people are giving you that pump and dump type feel. And if you have that feeling, you've been in the space long enough, well, maybe now is not the time. I've probably already either A, already missed it, or B, want nothing to do with it.
And to continue, the crash only got bigger as we went forward. And now there is something to be said. So stop and say, we're not just sitting here completely forgetting about what happened to the crypto market as a whole. We understand we're in a bear market. We understand that it was crashing, but it crashed faster. The metaverse did faster and quicker than any of the plays ever did, and they're further down. You can see Decentraland's almost at what you would have bought it before Facebook even changed their name to Meta. Same with Sandbox. So you can see that the bear market had very little effect onto what was happening in the metaverse. Sure, did it have some? Absolutely. We're not trying to say that whatsoever, but we are trying to say this price action, this kind of prices, we're already headed their way.
And the people that are making this money, this big time money, having a ton of money, these whales, for example, they're not trying to make money off of the other millionaires. They're trying to make money off of you, the average everyday people that are going to flock to it, that are going to FOMO into it. And these people, they don't really need the money. They got the money. If they want to go on a trip anywhere in the world, they can get on their private jet. They can go fly there. They can see it in person. They can smell it. They don't have to put a headset on and be in the metaverse and then fly there on a metaverse plane. I mean, it's just not a realistic thing. You have to stop and think for a moment of like, okay, this terrible thing happened with the crash. We get it. But now maybe it's time to reassess and maybe step away from the metaverse for a little bit.
Well, speaking of headsets, Joe, actually virtual reality was created in 1968. So it's been around for an extremely long time, well over 50 years, and now we're just talking about it. Here's the thing. There is only 5%, yes, 5% of the people who already use the metaverse, which is about 7 billion people, rough estimate, use virtual reality. And it's usually less than them that continue to use it because they don't want the headset on. They don't want to have to grab the handles. They don't want to have to do these things. And I know people are saying, well, Oculuses are going to come out and all that stuff. That's 10 or 15 years away if they even bring it out. And here's the thing is that nobody wants to do that who are already in it because they're playing it on their PCs, they're playing it on their phones, they're playing it on their iPads, playing it on things that are much easier to get and much easier to use, and then they go outside and do other things with their friends and things like that.
Sure, is it cool cool to put the headset on, you know, at Christmas after you get it and see the uncle like box the TV and break it. Yeah, that's hilarious. Absolutely. But like that kind of fizzles out pretty quickly. Like you're done after that.
It is not completely figured out. You are further away. And the only reason why we're bringing this up is to not crap on your project or your metaverse plays. We hold some metaverse plays. I actually hold 2 right now, and they're both through the crapper, don't get me wrong. However, we are here to tell you realistically, it's either too far away right now, or it's probably not going to be the trillions of dollars of influx that people are going to flock to.
The pandemic started, and people were in their house, right? They wanted to be, I want to be away from people. Well, some people, not us, but some people wanted to be away from people. They thought, hey, metaverse, throwing a helmet on and never talking or seeing people again other than in this fake land that we created was going to be fantastic. Now people are really at the point where they want to get out. They want to go see people. They want to touch people. They want to do things. So it's really just a previous fantasy of people that we don't have anymore.
Yeah, and you said a good point when we were first starting this, is that there were talk, especially from a lot of YouTubers, that you were basically going to wake up, you were basically going to brush your teeth, you were going to put on your Oculuses for 8, 9, 10 hours a day, and you were going to go to work, and you were going to live, and you were going to do everything in the metaverse. I hate to tell you this, nobody's doing that. There are some people who will go do it, but there's not enough to do anything of significance that really these projects are going to do the price action, the 10, 20, 30, 100 X's that they've been doing. And especially I think we're realizing that with how much people, you know, enjoy getting outside and that one-to-one, that peer-to-peer conversation.
One way we do want to spin it, though, is that positively, people that might want to be in the metaverse for a longer period of time, the younger generation, the teens growing up where like all they have is their TV and their phone, and they're not outside, they're not playing with their friends, and they had this terrible experience with the pandemic to where they're just used to and comfortable being in their own space all the time. Maybe 10, 15, 20 years down the road, these teens, these kids that are so used to it, they're going to be the metaverse people. And maybe at that point, your Decentraland, your Sandbox, your whatever else, maybe that's when it rips to the moon. Right now, those kids, they're too young. They're not impacting the market.
And they're probably going to forget about most of this.
And they're probably pooping their pants right now.
Also true.
All right, so we want to know, what are your guys' thoughts? The Crypto Boys want to hear from you. So drop the comments below. What do we miss about the metaverse? What do you think about the metaverse? Is it going to be huge, or is it going with Dogecoin down to 0? So as always, guys, thanks for watching the fittest crypto channel on YouTube. We're out.